Hello everyone, welcome to Home Science class. In this class we are dealing with the principles and methods of preparation of food. Let us recapitulate what we have studied in the last class. We have gone through the introduction, selection of the foods, in that the physical quality as well as the processing quality. This we have already gone through. And in this class, we will be dealing with the preliminary preparation of the foods. Preliminary preparation of food. Preliminary preparation of the food. It is very much essential to prepare healthy and delicious food. The efficiency of a cook depends on how the person organizes the work in the kitchen. If the preparation is thoroughly and systematically done, then the service will be carried out very smoothly. Before the actual cooking, some tasks have to be done. All these tasks are collectively called as the preliminary preparations or pre-preparations. That means what are all the preparations you are doing before the actual cooking. Pre-preparations save the time as well as the energy. There are few steps which should be followed before the actual cooking, like the cleaning, peeling, stringing, cutting, grating, sieving, etc. and processing, soaking, coating, blanching, grinding, drying, filtering, germination, fortification, etc. So these are so many things. So which are the steps? Cleaning. Next one is the peeling. Stringing, cutting, grating, sieving, soaking, processing, coating, blanching, grinding, drying, filtering, germination, etc. So these are some of the steps which you have to be followed before the actual cooking. Each of these tasks have a definite purpose as well as the procedures which has to be followed to achieve a desired result. Now, let us discuss one by one about these things. In this, the very first one is the cleaning. Yes, the cleaning. This is very important step. Cleaning is very important steps which has to be followed. All the foodstuffs has to be cleaned to prepare a hygienic food. The foodstuffs contain the dirt, mud, small stones, seeds, worms, rotten parts, rotten parts, etc. See, the cleaning is a very important step, and this has to be followed to remove the unwanted substances like the small mud, small stones, mud, dirt, seeds, the pesticides, worms, insects, rotten parts, infested parts, etc. All these has to be discarded. Therefore, the cleaning plays an essential role. All raw ingredients should be washed and cleaned before the cooking to ensure the microbiological safety of the food. Some foods like the fruits, vegetables, cereals, dal, etc. are washed using the water to remove the dirt or the pesticides, worms, etc. But here, the care must be taken not to wash repeatedly with the water, because due to the repeated washing, it may result in the loss of water-soluble nutrients. So students, the cleaning, it is a very important role which is done to remove some of the unwanted substances like it may be dirt, mud, small stones, rotten parts, worms, insects, etc. And some of the raw foods the raw ingredients like the fruits as well as the vegetables and the cereals, dals, etc. While washing with the water, where to remove the mud, dirt, etc. What we have to take care of? We have to take care of not to wash repeatedly, because it will be resulting in the water soluble nutrients, the loss of the water soluble nutrients. And one more thing, the vegetables. When coming to the vegetables, all the vegetables should be washed thoroughly before peeling or cutting. Why? Because to avoid the loss of nutrients. The next one is the peeling and stringing. Next one is peeling and stringing. Most of the vegetables and fruits are peeled before the preparation of the food. The outer skin will be peeled using a peeler or a knife. Here also, the care should be taken to peel the skin very thin, because most of the nutrients are under the skin of the fruits or the vegetables. The peeling and stringing is done to remove the inedible portion of the food. To remove inedible portion of the food. For example, the peeling of potato or the peeling of the carrot, etc. like this. Though the peel of the potato or the peel of the carrot are edible, but still we will peel the skin because some feel like it is unwanted or unedible, and some dirt will be there like this. Therefore, we peel the skin of the potato or the carrot. And the stringing of the beans. So beans will be stringed. Here also there might be the loss of the nutrients if you remove thick skin of the fruits as well as vegetables. Therefore, to reduce the loss of the nutrients, it is advisable to boil and blanch within the skin. To boil and blanch. It is advisable to boil and blanch with the skin itself, and then to remove the skin wherever possible. Just why it is done? Just to avoid the loss of nutrients. To which kind of the vegetables it could be done? This could be done for the vegetables like the potato, which could be peeled after boiling, or boiling it. And the tomato skin can be removed after blanching. When coming to the roots as well as the tubers, the roots and the tubers are peeled before cooking. It is better to remove the skin after cooking. By doing this, the color as well as the sweetness of these food ingredients could be better retained. The peeling of roots and the tubers which comes in contact with the soil, such as carrot, radish, potato, etc., help in further removing the soil that might have been there even after the proper washing. So peeling and stringing. Here, many fruits and vegetables are peeled before the preparation of the food. And how the peeling is done? By using a peeler or a knife. To avoid the loss of the nutrients, the fruits and the vegetables, here these could be, the thin skin should be removed from them so that the nutrients will be retained in that one. And like the potato, the potato could be boiled. After the boiling, the skin could be peeled or removed. Or the tomato skin can be peeled after blanching it. And roots and tubers also could be, the skin could also be peeled before cooking. It is better to remove the skin after cooking. By doing this, the color and the sweetness of these roots and tubers could be maintained. The next one is cutting and grading. Cutting and grading. Dividing the food into smaller pieces is known as cutting. This is very important aspect of the preparation of the food. Cutting the food products into uniform shapes and the sizes is very important for mainly two reasons. Very first one is that it ensures the even cooking, and the second one is it enhances the appearance of the final product. The cutting may be into small dice, medium or larger dice, depending upon what you are preparing or what you are cooking. There are different ways in which it could be done. Some of the common terminologies as well as the meanings are there. Let us discuss those one by one. Very first one, the terminology, and here the meaning. So very first one, cut. Meaning is dividing into pieces with knife, slicer, chopper or the grinder. Cutting means dividing into pieces with a knife or a slicer or chopper or by the grinder. The cutting food items will enhance the appearance as well as ensures the even cooking. The next one is chopping. So chop means cutting into no specified shape. So cutting, the next term is the chop or the chopping, that means cutting into no specified shape. When coming to only cut, here it is divided into the pieces, whereas chopping means there won't be any specified shape. Here the chopper is the other piece of equipment which is commonly used in the chopping of food. Chopping into a coarse pulp is applied to meat, fruits and vegetables. The next one is the mince. The next term is mince. Mince means chopping into very fine pieces. Mince or mincing, it means chopping into very fine pieces. The mincing or a mince is a food preparation technique in which the food ingredients are finely divided into uniform pieces. The onions and the other vegetables could be minced depending on the recipe, and the flavoring ingredients such as the garlic, ginger and the fresh herbs may be minced to distribute the flavor more evenly in the mixture. The next term is the dice. The next term is dice. That means cutting into small uniform cubes. Dice means cutting into small uniform cubes. The dicing is a culinary knife cut in which the food items is cut into small blocks or dice. This may be done for the aesthetic reasons or to create a uniformly sized pieces to ensure the even cooking. The dicing allows for the distribution of the flavor and the texture throughout the dish, as well as somewhat cooking time will be lesser. So here three types: small, medium and big kind of the dices. The next term is slice. The meaning is cutting into small uniform pieces. Usually small uniform pieces across the grain. Slice or slicing means cutting into small uniform pieces, usually across the grain. The slicing is the cutting of food into thin, relatively broad slices. The slices may be used as they are, or it could be processed further to produce other specialty cuts such as the diagonal, oblique or the roll cuts, etc. The slicing may be accomplished by hand or by the machine. The last term is the grate. Grate or grating means cutting finely with a grater. Grate means cutting finely with a grater. Grater, a grating instrument. A grater is a hand-held metal device. This contains numerous raised slots of varying sizes that cuts the food item into fine small pieces as the food is being rubbed across the surface of the grater. The vegetables, fruits can be grated make salads interesting. Cheese can be shredded or grated to decorate the foodstuffs which are prepared. When the food is cut into very fine pieces, there may be the loss of nutrients which could be increases. Therefore, it is advisable to cut the food into bigger pieces wherever possible. So, what are all the terms we have gone through? The very first one is the cut. Cut means dividing into pieces with knife, slicer, chopper or the grinder. Next one, chop. Chop means chopping the food, cutting into no specified shape. And next one is the mince. That means chopping into very fine pieces. The next one is the dice. Dice means cutting into small uniform cubes. The next is the slice. Slice means cutting into small uniform pieces, usually across the grain. And grating. Grating means cutting finely with the grater. Thus, students, in this class we have gone through the preliminary preparations of the food, where it is very much essential to prepare a healthy as well as delicious dishes. It saves time as well as the energy. There are few steps before going to the actual cooking which you have to follow, like cleaning, peeling, stringing, sieving, soaking, grating, etc. In this, we have learnt about the cleaning and peeling and stringing as well as cutting and grating, and some of the terminologies in this cutting and grating. So this is for today.